Hello everyone and welcome back on my channel. Welcome back to a new story this month. Let's see what we have in store this time, and I hope you liked the previous video, and if you want to see any sequel or a live regarding these, let me know in the comments, like and subscribe. You know the routine, so go ahead, have fun. Speaking of fun, okay, let's dive into it. First of all, actually, shout out to my very best friend, Chaton Chéri. I put her Instagram below in the description for gifting me this beautiful piece of cloth, and it just brings me so much joy, and it's so spring, and I don't know, I just love it. If you love it, leave it a like, and I'll try and procure more fun stuff like these. All right. It's time to deal the cards and see what the story is. I will fast forward the whole card dealing thing, you know how it goes, and I see you right after. Well. Alright, so we have everything. As you could see, we drew in some dices this time. This is a beautiful box that I gifted my dad a while back for, I think, Father's Day or birthday, and I just love this type of items that are precious, made out of very nice fine wood. Anyway, so here, let's reveal the cards. So you could see that these flipped themselves, and actually for the purpose of keeping this format short, we will only use two-person characters story for the foreseeable future, otherwise it's gonna take forever. Not that I mind, but then it would have to be a live. So again, let me know if you want these stories, this format, as a live action type of thing. Ooh. Okay, so we have similar cards as we had in the French story, with the fear, and here letting go. All right, let me give you a tour of what we have before I tell you the story. So here we have those two. 10 of Wands, as you can see, burden, demands, overload, and we have the 2 of Swords, decision, choice, and more decision and choice. Here we have how they're feeling, the issue. So we have fear here on the left, and sickness here on the right. Then I wanted to complete, to know more about these two characters. And here we have 2 queens and 2 queens of, wait, can you see? Here, 2 queens of clover. And to me that speaks of a queen. I mean, she's definitely regal. We are in the regal department this month. And she has, she's very skilled in talking, business, communication, and all that jazz. She's also pretty assertive. And then here we have the Jack and the 10 of Spade, if I'm not mistaken. 9 of Spade, my bad. I cannot count. Which to me speaks of someone that is quite, they just went through a period of loss, and something just collapsed in their lives. And I'm tempted to say that I could stick to the gender here on the dice and say that we have a male figure. Here in those dice we have an interesting sequence of action. Let me focus that. There you go. So again, here we have sickness, someone's coughing, and we have someone digging a hole, which is not good news, not always, unless you want to hide gold in it. And here you have someone knocking on someone else's door, it would seem. So very interesting. And here in the middle we have the Celtic cross. So you cannot read, but you probably know it already. It's a famous spread that will give you some insights on your issues and where you're going and your subconscious goal and the subconscious stakes and blah blah blah. So it's quite a deep and full spread. But to me, what the cross here, the Celtic cross, says, speaks about the Celtic folklore and also a bit of religion. So we'll dive into it later on. And then here with the 3 cards there, we have letting go, knowing when to leave and how. And here we have giving and make a donation, a blessing also. And as you can see, she's holding something in her hand. I really love these cards there. All right, I see you in just a second for the story of the day. I mean, the month. This is a story about loss. Loss of something and someone dear who took a huge part in their lives. So here we have Melinda, the unofficial queen of the witches of Whitewood. And here we have the liege of this realm. And it doesn't live too far from the Whitewood wood. And he's fallen ill. His name is Ronan. Ronan has fallen ill, gravely ill. So much so that death came knocking on his door, came very close, whispering in his ears. And people were already planning his burial and the fate of the kingdom afterwards. The kingdom of Whitewood was not used to this type of scenario. This sickness, this royal sickness, completely changed the everyday life and the future of this kingdom. And in order to heal Ronan, Melinda was called to his bed to heal him with her knowledge and her herbs. And it was a very heavy burden for her, a lot of responsibility, because the whole fate of the entire kingdom was resting on her shoulders. But she was confident, she knew she could do it, and she had a strong ability to chit-chat and to talk her way into a situation, and her word was really almighty, and she could make things happen by speaking them. Unfortunately, this Ronan, liege, did not survive. He passed away, and she was quite literally burned to the stake for not being able to succeed into saving this nobleman. So of course a lot of fear. Melinda felt a lot of fear. Not because she was going to suffer on the stake, but because she was at a loss in regards to what happened. How come she could not save this man? Because the sickness he had was nothing she's never seen before. She knew what to do, what to tell and not to tell. And yet, despite her knowledge, something was amiss. And she just could not save Ronan. So now, both of our characters for this time are dead. This is the first death that we have here in the tarot story. And this is why we also have the Celtic cross here. And as you can see, all of these cards there, letting go, knowing to leave, a gift. To me, this is all about passing. And their passing led to these two things, two very precious things. Even though they didn't, it wasn't really, how to say it, they were not fully aware it was their time to go, but they accepted it nonetheless. Ronan knew he was sick. He had faith in Melinda's abilities, but there was so much uncertainty in regards to how and if he was going to heal and get better. And even though in the kingdom of Whitewood, witches were completely accepted, not being able to save a nobleman was cause for being burnt at the stake. And she knew the stakes, pun intended, were high and that she had very little room to fail. So she knew it was a bit of a matter of life and death. Either they both made it out or they would both die. And so right before the end, they were sad but not surprised as to what was unfolding. Ronan felt himself go. He just ran out of breath. There was nothing to be done. And from this, two marvelous things happen. The people and the court and everyone in the kingdom of Whitewood learn that letting go, no matter your rank, your abilities, or your name, or your DNA, accepting and letting things happen can actually be a gift in disguise. And why is that, you will say? Because, there were just two people, dying. It was sad, but how their passing led to this? Well, my friends, simply because this nobleman, this Ronan, he was loved by his people. Nobody wanted him dead. He was not the type of suzerain that would be beheaded by his people. And let's just return them so we could have them again. And as for Melinda, just the same. She was not hated by her own people, the witches. So both clans lost someone dear. So they had to let go, one way or another. And both clans, not that they were spatially divided, they were all integrated, but there was still an underlying segregation going on. And the fact that both clans, both team lost a member, it sort of triggered a need for change. And this is what the gift was. The need for change and the strength to implement it. So let's see what's going to happen in Whitewood now that these two passed away. Because this went on for months, years even. They tried to cure Ronan. Didn't work. So eventually something had to happen one way or another, and it happens that both ended up dead. So let's see what this gift was, what the change brought to the kingdom, what those deaths brought to the kingdom. look at this. Very interesting. So, remember what I said earlier? Actually, no, you don't, because it was in the French video. But in the French video, I said that the universe doesn't like void and emptiness. And so, while those two disappeared, two people appeared in their stead. The magician was the apprentice of Melinda, and the hermit was actually Ronan's uncle, who had to take over until the succession could be ensured. So I'm gonna leave you with this. Let me know if you want to know what happened in the kingdom of Whitewood with this new witch apprentice and this uncle, hermit, wise man, and somewhat, you know, a bit of a wizard as well. Alright, it was a bit of a longer one, I believe, this time, and I'm running out of battery, so it's past time for me to let you go now, and to let you go back about your day. I hope you enjoyed this story. It was a little bit heavier, a little bit darker than I expected, and than we usually have on the channel so far. But I just go with the flow, I just go with what the cards whisper to me, and every time you just have to trust that there's a message in there and that someone picked up on the message. And there's healing, there's definitely healing. There was a lot of healing this month, actually, both in the French video and the English video. So if you do speak French as well, I strongly invite you and encourage you to watch the French story as well. You could complement this one in some way. Okay, until then, I hope you will be well and that spring will bring you more joy. Don't hesitate, please, to like, subscribe and share this content if you enjoy it. And if this story brought you any sorts of healing, or if you had a good time, just let me know in the comments and share it with other people. Thank you again. Take care. I see you in the next video. Bye bye.